Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw, Editorial Director at TigerFitness.com and Muscle and Brawn Nutrition CEO. Guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to go about testing your 1 rep max on bench press, squats, or deadlifts. I got a question from Andreas who wants to know how to do that effectively and safely. So I'm going to explain that in this video. Before I get into that topic, guys, I encourage you to please check out my Q&A link below. Come on over, post your questions in that Q&A link. I answer every question posted. The best questions I turn into a video just like this. Now, before we get started, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I would appreciate the support. All right, guys, let's talk about testing your 1 rep max. I'm going to give you some simple advice on how to test your bench press, squat, or deadlift 1 rep max. This video might take a little bit of time, but be patient with me. So here's how it goes. No matter where your previous 1 rep max is, you want to, after you get to about 50% in warm-up sets, you want to work up in 10% increments. So let me show you an example. First, using a 200-pound bench press, an old 200-pound bench press PR, and then a 400-pound squat PR. So let's say you have a bench. Let's say your old bench press PR is 200 pounds and you've been training for 8 weeks and you want to test it again. Here's how I would do it. Remember that your warm-up sets are not meant to fatigue you. They're designed to warm up your central nervous system, help you recruit as many muscle fibers as possible, so when you do try that all-out 1 rep max attempt, you're not fatigued, you're fully ready, your central nervous system is engaged. So here's how it works. I start off with the bar by about 10 to 15 reps. Now we're going to work up in our warm-up sets until we get to about 50% of our 1 rep max, and then we're going to increase in 10% increments, 10% of this number. So next, I would probably do 95 pounds by 3 to 5 reps. Okay? Now we're going to move on to about 50% of your 1 rep max, and we don't want to overcomplicate this. We're almost there right now at about 50% of your 1 rep max, so I'm going to move up in about 10% increments from here. So 10% of 200 is 20 pounds. So the next set I would do is 115. I'd probably do that for a single. Once you get to 50% of your max, once you get to 50%, let me make this look clear. Once you get to 50%, you're only going to do singles. You're only going to work up in singles. The point isn't to fatigue your body. The point is to wake up your central nervous system. So we're at about 50% here, so we're going to go up in 10% increments, singles. So after this, you're going to do 135 by a single, 155 by a single, 175 by a single. Okay? Those are your warm-up sets. You're ramping up slowly. You're warming up methodically. You're not fatiguing the body. You're prepping your central nervous system. At this point, we could choose to do a 195-pound single, but that's close to your old 1 rep max, and it's rather pointless. So at this point, it's probably time to test your 1 rep max. I would go for 205. Depending on how that felt, if that felt really manageable, that felt rather easy, I'd try another attempt at 215. If 205 felt like a grinder, but you got it, try 210. If 205 felt really easy, jump up to 215. If that felt really easy, you might want to try 225. If that felt a little bit difficult, only go up by 5 pounds. If a rep is a struggle, you only want to go up by 5 pounds because 5 pounds can make or break the difference. It can really staple you. So that's how I build up. You start out with the bar about 10 to 15, then you go to about 3 to 5 reps. Once you get to 50% of your old 1 rep max, you only want to work up in singles. Again, you're trying to warm up your central nervous system and prep it for the big effort. Now let's look at another example for squats. Let's say your old squat max was 400. Okay? Let me get this nonsense out of here. Your old squat rep max was 400. You've been training for 8 to 12 weeks. You want to test it out. Again, the same thing applies. I would start out with the bar by 10 to 15 reps. And I would jump up to 135 by about 5, 185 by about 3, and then I'd start at about 225 for a single, just because it's easiest to go up in plate. So now we're at a little bit over that 50% range. From here, we're going to work up. We're going to work up in 10% increments, 10% of our old 1 rep max, until we try that new 1 rep max attempt. So we're going to go up to about 265, 305, 345 by a single. From here you have the judgment call. You could try a 385 single, or you could jump up to a 405, 410 effort. I would probably recommend, you have to kind of use some give and take here. So instead of doing 305 by a single, I would probably do 315 by a single, and then maybe 345 or 350 by a single. Probably maybe 350. So we're breaking the rules a little bit. We're still staying close to that 10%. We don't want to add too many warm-up sets in there, so we can stretch out a little bit when we get close. The point is that you don't want to make too big of a jump between your last warm-up set and your first 1 rep max attempt. You also don't want to make your last warm-up attempt close to your own 1 rep max, like 380, 385, 390. You want to make sure you're as fresh as possible heading into that. So I would probably hit 405 for your first 1 rep max attempt. Get that new 1 rep max in. Again, if that felt really manageable, go for 415. If that felt really manageable, go for 425. If that felt tough but you got it, go for 410. If that felt tough but you got it, go for 415. Don't push yourself too hard. You don't want to overextend. You're testing your 1 rep max. I'd like a max of 3 1 rep max attempts on that day, just like a powerlifting meet. Take your time in between these 1 rep max sets. Don't get overly aggressive. Be smart. Remember that an additional 5 pounds can staple you. So be conservative, build up, and only go up in 10-pound increments if it felt rather manageable. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, again, hit up my Q&A link below. Post up your questions. I turn the best questions into a video just like this. And if you've made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.